Well, I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. If you have not noticed, I have moved and now my cats are in the background. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. Cat haters, I'm sorry. Just close your eyes. Today we're gonna be talking about Until Dawn, which has loads of mixed reviews, mind you, mainly negative ones. Main grievance being that they did not follow the video game like whatsoever. They just took the idea and then they just created their own story because they gave them multiple lives when in reality, well, not reality, in the game, you had to be very careful about what you would choose the characters to do because once they die, they're gone. They don't come back. They don't have like this infinite lives thing going on. I can see why they may have done that. Because if they tried to do the other thing, I don't know how well that would have worked. If they tried to adapt that into a movie, I'm not sure how they would do it. There are several movies and TV shows that have come out in the past or they have been out for a while. So they had plenty of examples to go off of, and they still decided to completely ignore the advice of everybody. I'm not gonna lie, never played the game, so I had no idea what I was walking into when I decided that I wanted to see this film. I definitely thoroughly enjoyed the monster makeup and the practical effects. I think the setting was nice. It was eerie. I kind of felt like I was at an upscale haunted house. So it felt kind of video gamey in that sense. Don't really know how to describe it unless you've been to like a really well put together haunted house where you're just walking through it and like the actors are on point, the makeup's on point, the set itself is immaculate. You know, that type of video game esque like setting. So I think they did well with that monster makeup, especially the Wendigos. Those were actually pretty creepy. So I definitely enjoyed that because you don't really see much Wendigos. So that was nice, but I definitely enjoyed the set design. Now let's get into the bad, to the negatives, to what everybody is complaining about besides the fact that it does not follow the video game whatsoever. The characters themselves are pretty pathetic. The development is not there. It's really hard to even like sympathize with these characters or like root for them, root for their survival. I kind of just didn't care. Like, I didn't really care about the main character either. It's like, yeah, you lost your sister because she got stuck in there and now she's a Wendigo, but like, you're not really giving me anything of substance to like care about you as a character. The development was just not there. I feel like they're all just kind of stupid and just like making the same mistakes over and over again until like they have like one chance left. So then they decide that they're actually going to be a little more cohesive and think about things before they do them. It was a little bit drawn out in that way, although I did really enjoy like the different scenes of them dying, like the different ways, especially where they just spontaneously combusted because they decided to drink the water. That was a nice touch. That was a little bit of gore that I enjoyed. I will say this is a little more into spoiler territory, but the movie's been out for a couple of weeks, so screw it. I'm just gonna say it. Um, wasn't a huge fan of the ending. I think that they could have done something else, especially since they were creating their own version of the story. I just think that all the characters surviving is kind of, I don't know. I feel like nobody learned anything. I feel like they didn't take anything away from it. I don't know. I feel like at least one of the characters should have got the axe. I don't know. I mean, I feel like everybody like going out of it's just too happy of an ending. Made it more effective by killing off one of the characters. So I would say that despite all of this, the movie itself was decent, especially if you have never played the game and are not interested in the game or the accuracy, you're just an average Joe going to see a B horror flick, this was decent. It was okay. It definitely wasn't the worst video game adaptation out there, but it was not even close to being the best. Definitely not a good example of video game adaptations in general, but and if you are an enthusiast of the game and have played it and are extremely disappointed, completely respect your opinion. I myself just have not played the game, so I can't really like feel the same way you do in that sense, but I definitely respect it. All in all, would I recommend it? If you're an enthusiast of the game, I may recommend it as like a bad flick movie night, something to get mad about when you're bored, just something to put on the background. Totally recommend it. I thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you later.